Women, the shocking reality of the professional world. You've probably heard by now that women are quitting working. As much as they keep pushing, not you, for equal pay legislation, which has been in law since the 70s, women peaked in working outside the home in the 80s. Yes, the 80s was the most that women actually had jobs and worked. It has been declining ever since then. Right about now, you're probably wondering why. Why would women push for actual legislation from the 1800s to now to work and then just up and quit? Well, my good friend, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is so simple, it would hit you like a ton of bricks. You see, women never pushed for legislation to work nor have equal pay, Even when women worked for less than men, there was also always a simple explanation for it. Most women at the time didn't even work, and the women that did work did nowhere near the work that men did. You see, women had a cushy jobs. Oh, I'm not talking about World War II and that whole fiasco. I'm talking about regular times when regular women worked. Let me give you the scenario. Helen popped over to John's office. John's boss sees Helen and knows John needs some extra pay for the vacation he wants to take before he meets the deadline. He sees Helen. Say, Helen, why don't you pop over for a couple of hours and help John arrange his paperwork? Helen says, sure. And that was it. The lady, Helen in this case, would pop over, literally do some filing, and pop home in time for lunch. Lunch was an hour or 2 hours long. They went shopping after work with all the ladies in the typing pool. Even the mail room was all men. Back then, if they made 50% of what men made, it was a good day. They didn't want to work all day and hard because they didn't want the stress. And now we've come full circle. Why are women quitting? Because it's stressful. Women are literally suffering from PTSD due to work now. Don't feel abandoned in the sisterhood of women quitting. They need to quit. It is well documented that women cannot handle stress anywhere near what a man can. Stress for men, although very dangerous, is expected. When women enter the professional world, they are astonished at how stressful it is. Not only that, but they feel it's twice as stressful as men. Men are naturally competitive, so the measure of stress actually present in the professional world doesn't even register with a man until he starts getting exhausted at work. Women quit well before that. Everyone knows the story of the Japanese and how stressed out they are. Just think, American men are twice as productive as the Japanese. But what about attaining wealth for women? They need to work to attain wealth. No joke. The easiest and fastest way for a woman to attain wealth is to marry into a good family. I'm not talking about a middle-class family either. I'm talking about an established, generational wealth family. A woman should prepare herself if she wants to go down this path, though. If you want to know the strategies of how to marry into a good family, just ask in the comments. If enough of you women ask, I'll make a full video on it. I lived it all my life. I know a few of you grew up on the MTV's Pregnant Teenager show. I can't think of the name. I never watched it. But I'm introducing you to a new world, if that's been your cup of tea. If you want to know wealth, watch my video. Leave MTV, Maury Povich, the evening news, Real Housewives alone. That's for the common folk. You aspire to a better out of your life than that. Well, I hope you do.